And welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. And Ryan, who would normally be here, left today. He wasn't feeling well and he left and went home. So it's just me today. All right. And I know I'm thankful on the days where I've got things going on. Ryan has filled in for me for Western Wednesday as well. That's why I got the cowboy hat on. Howdy, y'all. If you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. All right, so I see Alfreda is here. Joey is here. Joey's in the background. We're at the training center. This is where Ryan and I normally do AMAs at the training center, not at our office. So Tabula says, yee-haw, catchy elevator music. Joey made that. The last time I made the music, it said that I took it from somebody, which is a total lie. And then Joey made something and it said that he took it from somebody and he probably was right. But I'm getting ready to I'm gonna make another beat. I did get an AI rap. I created an AI rap. I'm putting some music behind it. Look for that sometime in the near future. Look for that. Nancy! How you doing, Nancy? I remember you from Florida. Of course, I know Alfreda from Florida as well. Mark, what did you click for, Mark? What is that? Sigh. All right. So people are coming in. Definitely a music upgrade. Well, my music was hot. My music was fire. And I think he was just not Joey was a hater. Phyllis says, Glenn, thank you for Palantir. Sold February 75 calls yesterday for a profit of 10 grand. Woo! Plus, and have an unrealized gain of 26.5 in the 500 shares I own. Good. Googly muggly. Hey, type a W in the room. Type a W in the room for Phyllis. That was a great play. I still own my Palantir. I'm not up nearly as much as you are, Phyllis, but I'm a happy individual. That is for sure. Nobody's going to type a W in the room? What? I know we got a delay, but nobody's going to type a W in the room? Sigh. Come on, y'all. This is a family here. We're supposed to look out for each other. That was a great trade, and I'm happy to hear that you have that trade in place. All right. I can just picture Trump dancing to this. You talk about Joey's music? Yeah, I don't think Trump would dance to that. All right. With that being said, I got my little cup of water. Let's talk about what's going on in the market. Let's move over to the market screen. Joey, I can't do that. Can you? I can't go to the screen for the homepage for the software.
Why?
Because I don't know where it is.
Oh, like this?
Well, it's not going to show up on my screen.
Yeah, you're okay.
All right. So, looking at the home page of the VectorVest software, you'll notice that in the color guard, we've got an equal number of red to an equal number of green. The market is just saying, just sit tight. If you're in your long positions, manage your long positions. Be careful taking on new positions unless you're finding stocks that are really moving up and you're comfortable in. Couple other things that I like and don't like. Primary wave, enough move up in the market today. We got a mixed market. Enough move up in the market. We got a primary wave up. It's the fastest indicator that we have for timing the market. But the underlying trend in the market, or the MTI, cast on that scale between 0 and 2, is still below 1. So the underlying trend in the market is still down, but the primary wave is up. What does that tell you for today? If you do find stocks that are momentum plays, be careful with them, but you can take them because they're moving up and the market is moving higher on a week-over-week basis. I did a new different type of short. I had Ryan help me while he was here today. A different type of short looking at Palantir and its move. Do you know that Palantir has gone from $0 to $100 in 5 years? If you hadn't checked out the short, check it out. Normally Ryan does the shorts. As a matter of fact, I want to congratulate Ryan. Because Ryan has a short out there on VectorVest that hit over 30,000 views. It's the biggest watched short that we've ever had at VectorVest. So I do want to shout him out. Even though he's not here, I do want to shout him out on that. It was a very simple short, but 30,000 views on his short. Way to go, bro. All right. So I also did another short today. I did both of the shorts today. Normally Ryan does all the shorts, but I did both shorts today. I did another short on momentum stocks. I've got 4 different searches that I'm looking at now over 4 different time periods to gather what stocks I do like as momentum plays. I'm not going to share those searches yet. I want to see how they work out. I'm probably going to do a video about it next week, and I'm going to test those out to see how they work. But over 4 different time periods looking at a delta, what Sonny says, Glenn is airing Ryan's shorts. I need you to fix my Stream Deck thingy. We need to fix that. I wish I had it. I need to get you need to help me with my Stream Deck. You need to come down and help me because I have to play my sounds. David says, and Intel will be the comeback stock. I think the only stock this year that's going to be the comeback stock of the year. I don't know if it's going to be Intel. Maybe not. I think it's going to be AMD, and that's going to be a tough sell right there. It's going to be AMD. That's what I really think is going to be the comeback stock because it's needed from an AI perspective. AI ain't going nowhere. So I honestly think that AMD is going to be the comeback stock of the year, but it's going to be a tough play. It's going to be a tough play. All right. And again, the video that I did last night about my stocks to keep on, it was still momentum plays. I'm getting on this momentum kick right now, and I'm going to be doing more content about momentum and lower dollar stocks on the channel. All right. I think that will appeal to very many of you, especially the new people who are coming to the channel. By the way, as we go along, make sure you hit the like button. Remember, as many stocks as we look at is as many likes as we get. For every 10 likes, you get a stock. All right, for every 10 likes, you get a stock. Up 61% on CLS. Thanks for the tip. That's another good stock. There's a lot of really good stocks out there that have momentum. And again, I am on this momentum kick right now. I think I'm going to be putting out more momentum, lower dollar content on the channel. All right, if we're looking at the stocks that are in, what quick list is this? Oh, this is on the, all the major indices are up today. All right, again, I like that the primary wave is up. I like that the indices are up. Let's go out to the news. So Joey, can you put the news up here for me? Let's go see what stocks are making the news. You're not going to have as many stories today because by the time I found out that Ryan was going to go home, I hadn't gotten any stories from him. So it's okay. That hopefully gives us more time to look at your stocks or some other things within the software. Just sold one and exercised one IONQ call 1,000% gain. I'm thinking IONQ was one of my better stocks picks that I like for quantum, but quantum is going through it right now. But I let you know when I started down the quantum path and I made the quantum portfolio that it was going to have some big ups, going to have some big downs. It was going to be more of a volatile play, and it's playing out so far. This is only the second month. We're just getting into the second month of the year. We'll take a look at that portfolio today. We will do that.
Move this over a little bit.
Okay.
Is it out of the way?
Oh, it wasn't in the way before. Oh, I was looking. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Joey.
Is that better?
That's better. Glenn, please give us some plays. I got you today, David. Up 57% on CLS. Man, that's a good way to go. All right, let's go into the news. Are we in the news yet? How do I get to the news? I don't. Alt-tab. Oh, Alt-tab. Oh, that's all I got to do? Why you didn't tell me that before? Why do you never tell me anything?
Everybody knows how to use Alt-tab.
All right, well, Joey is always leaving me in the dark when it comes down to stuff. All right, SMCI was on my list last night as plays to keep your eyes on. Do you know that SMCI, after I did that video last night, is up? Oh, I did not set an alert. We got 121 people here and we didn't even set an alert. That's kind of awesome. Okay, so Joey's gonna. I did not realize that I forgot that I didn't set an alert, which is horrible. But we still got 121 people here, which means in a minute we're gonna have a lot more people. SMCI, Have to start over what? Because the new people came in? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Interesting. I like SMCI. The big thing that I talked about last night was that They got to get the accounting stuff out of the way. They got to get the accounting stuff out of the way. All right, but I do like SMCI. I gave you my reasons why last night. And in this article, we're going to take a look at where Supermicro Computer stands against the other stocks that have surged on impressive earnings and bullish outlooks. Pick what you want to say. Any other? I didn't. I don't. Yeah, I don't have a title. You made your own title, didn't you? Oh. Why do you have me on the spot when I'm doing this live? We're talking about momentum plays. There we go. Today's topic is going to be momentum plays. All right, momentum plays. My stocks that I had for today were going to be momentum plays. So it looks like without stocks from Ryan, it looks like it's going to be all momentum plays anyway. So SMCI, I liked. I gave some insight on the video last night on when to get in or when to get out of these stocks. Hopefully you guys watched it. Akshaya says, is Dell a better pick than SMCI or no? When we go to look at SMCI, I think no. I think the only thing is Dell's longevity as far as a company, but I think Supermicro is a little bit ahead, in my opinion. And you know, the Dell is in all the computers. You would think that Dell being the major player in laptops, you think that they would be running away in this against their competition, but they're not. So I'll look at Dell when I go look at my list, Akshay. I'll go look at Dell and we'll take a look at that. Amazon earnings, anyone bullish? Oh, I saw a pre-thing on Amazon. Or was it Google? Google's guidance was lower. Was it Google's guidance was lower? Amazon, I think they beat top and bottom. I just don't know what the forward guidance is. And the thing about Amazon is the biggest online retailer, AWS in the AI space. I think that Amazon's got everything going for it in the right direction. All right, that's what I think when it comes down to Amazon. But the thing is, I've got no insight on the forward guidance. I got no insert there, Marvin. The alert just hit because I didn't set one. Joey just did, Marvin. We've been on since 1 o'clock, so we've been on for 12 minutes. All right, so it was my fault. It was my fault, Marvin. I did not set an alert. Joey just did. That's why he just hit. All right. You think their report on the 10th will be good? I think so. I think so. I just don't have any insights, Eric, on. I've got no insight when it comes down to forward guidance, and I don't. You know, that's the problem. Joey, where do I click here so I can? I see that. Well, forget it. You can't help me. That's all right. You're useless today. You're never useless. I love you. All right. So Supermicro's on my list. Interesting. Another stock that's on my list is HIMS today. HIMS is on my list. And I don't know if you had an opportunity to see the HIMS Super Bowl ad. If you haven't, go check it out. It's holding the whole GLP-1 and the medical space accountable. It's very interesting commercial that I think is going to catch a lot of people's attention. And in that, HIMS is on the rise. I think that HIMS takes a bigger jump up to the rise after the Super Bowl ad. Think about it. People will kill to be able to get onto the Super Bowl as far as ads. And again, if you haven't watched the Super Bowl ad for HIMS, it's pretty powerful. So I put that out there. I was here just letting you know. Thank you, Marvin. Joey, when are you and Glenn going to renew your... Oh, yeah, whatever. All right, so HIMS is on my list as a momentum play. Disney, believe it or not. Jazz, are you here? Disney is on my list today as a momentum play. You know something, as you sit back and look, the rehire of Iger might have been the best thing for Disney. He came back in the midst of all of the public relations stuff. And, you know, Disney beats on core metrics and guides upbeat profit growth for 2025. I'm interested in watching, they beat the top and bottom, helped by Moana 2. I haven't seen Moana 2. My grandkids haven't wanted to see it, so I don't know. Shares of the company have been dilly-dallying between green and red after reporting. Disney stock is down 1% ahead of the midday trade. For the full year, the company expects to adjust earnings per share growth in high single-digit range, and cash flow from operations is about $15 billion. I'm telling you, no matter what I might have thought about Disney, I am of the mindset that you got to keep your eyes on it. No coffin. Doc wants to know what Glenn is going to talk about, the JPI. I don't know. Joey, can you even take that up there? You won't even put the thing in my ear because you say I get disrupted by it, but you put this up on here and you think that doesn't bother me. Anyway, the next time we go out on the road, I want the ear thing. I don't care. No, right where? I don't have it. It's over there. All right. So Disney is on my list as a momentum play right now. We'll take a look at it. Here's the thing. Coffee Holding reports strong finish to fiscal year 2024 with more upside ahead. All right. This stock I'm very interested in. Java, there it is, JVA. You guys know I love me some Cafe Bustelo, but Coffee Holding finished on a very strong note with sales and profitability reaching new multi-year highs. You know something? Coffee is on everybody's list. I love me. Why not hers and hims? It is hims and hers, Tabula. It is hims and hers. Disney was 116 this morning. Why it went down? I think it's just in the story. The story fluctuated. Akshaya said the stock was fluctuating. I think that I'm thinking that people on Disney just took some profits off the table, but I think the upside is there. And I think what's going to drive it in the next few days is more and more people going to jump on board. What I'm expecting, Akshaya, is more of the big names, more of the money managers to jump on board. I think a lot of people were holding back getting into Disney because they didn't want to be part of the downfall of the public relations stuff that I think they're bypassing now. They're getting past it. Fiscal year, be another year of growth. I'm raising my price target from $4 to $6.50. That's a $2.50 jump in price target, while reiterating my buy rating on the shares. This guy's name is Heinrich Alex, a seasoned contributor, blah, 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 blah. We're going to take a look at the stock in the database. All right. Another one. How about this? A weed stock beats on earnings. Aurora Cannabis jumps as medical cannabis drives Q3 beat. You know what else stock went up today? Tilray. All right. So now is it time to think about weed stocks? Right now, it is a momentum play. We're going to take a look at it. The biggest mover for me when it comes down to marijuana stocks, the biggest mover for me is if we've got any kind of regulation or if we got any kind of moves going on in Congress to legalize marijuana. A lot of states have legalized marijuana, but on a federal level, it's still not legal. You do know that, right? On a federal level, marijuana is still not legal. So I'm just looking for the time when we start to get into, and I don't know if that goes down in this current administration. I think in the past administration, it had more of a chance for that to happen. I don't think it happens in the current administration right now, but we'll see. All right, we'll see. Aurora at an all-time high. So yeah, and again, Aurora hit because of earnings, but Tilray is going to pull up some of the other marijuana stocks as well. Glenn, do you still have MJNA? I do, Tom, in another account that's got like no money in it, MJNA. I made over 1,000% on that move. That was my once-in-a-lifetime play, was MJNA. I made over 1,000% on that move. It's sitting in a portfolio somewhere. So there are pot stocks all over MA now. There's pot stocks everywhere, but it's just interesting that Aurora started to move. And the last one, with the tariffs, gold ETFs are soaring. So GDXU is in my list today as a momentum play. So the stocks that I was going to play today, or that I am going to play today, for AMA were momentum-based stocks, And now we're going to look at them to see if they were really worth it for me to take a look at. Let's go back into the software. I'm going to start off with the graphs. Let's go see where we stand. The market is in a little bit of a channel between this level of support and this level of resistance. It broke through it intermediate to a middle level of resistance of 71.84 yesterday, continuation today. I'd like to see if we can break through this level of resistance, and the market would now have some good upside to go back up to the 3-month all-time high. But we had a trend, broke down in the trend, moved a little sideways, broke down to a level of support. So right now we're in a channel. But the last 2 days the market's up. 1 day doesn't make a trend, 2 days doesn't make a trend. You know something? I'd like to see if we could have enough movement, because stocks continue to beat on earnings, to move us out of the channel and put us more in a field of a somewhat upward mobility. All right, so that's from a market timing perspective. Let's go to the viewers tab. Here's all of the indices. Everything is up. The VIX is down. People are becoming less fearful in the market, which means they're greedier. Right now, people in the market are trading more on a greedy level. Nice drop on the VIX. And all of the major indices are up, with the Russell 2000 up the most, up over 1%. So people are getting into the riskier stocks in the Russell. That's what's moving. But all of the major indices are up today. The only indice that does not have an RT above 1 is the VVC. All of the other major indices do have RTs above 1, so they are in an uptrend. Akshaya says, what is 1,000% on, back then it wasn't, it was more than 5 cents. More than back then, I forget, it was a couple of years ago on the MJNA play. I'm not talking about the price now. I'm talking about back a couple of years ago. Kevin Durant stack, KD still kicking butt. KD is not a bad play either. AMD, not sure why it's down after earnings, not getting love from investor. It's a great company, should hold, sell, please advise. AMD I do like. You know, let's go to my picks for this week. Where's Glenn's picks? What was the stock, Akshay? Was it Intel? No, Dell. I'm going to add Dell to my list, and then I'm going to add AMD to my list. I like AMD. I still think that AMD is going to be the comeback stock of the year, but I don't know. Let's go look at Dell. Let's go look at SMCI. Right-click, view the stock graph. So the question is, which one is better? There's Dell. All right, I definitely have a downtrend. Let's go freehand line. I got it trending lower from this point. I'd like to see if it can break above that level. How did that happen? How did that go away? I'd like to see if it could break above that level of the downtrend. It did break through a level of support. Let's go look at SMCI. SMCI is at least, even though it's trending down, it's at least in a channel, whereas Dell is not in a channel, not really anymore. Sell, they both should be sell recommendations. No, actually, SMCI, the move today moved it from a sell to a hold. 1 day doesn't make a trend. But you know something? It's been able to hold above this level of support, even on the pull down. Nice move on volume today. RT's back above 1. Let's go back to Dell. RT is far from 1. All right, so if I'm looking at answering your question right now, Akshaya, I'm thinking SMCI is a better play. Let's go put this on a 1-year graph, looking at Dell. Looking at Dell opportunities, but big level of resistance on that trend line. And we all know what happened with SMCI. It's got accounting issues. So that's on a 1-year graph. If I'm looking at a 1-year graph, neither one of them really makes me feel warm and fuzzy when I look at them, Akshaya. But I'm thinking that SMCI is going to have some good upside potential. We'll see. We will see. We will see. They've got to get out of their accounting issue. They got to get out of their way of the accounting issue. AMD having too much overhead suppliosity. Thank you, John. Upward mobility. Then why is Buffett mainly in cash? Because he's Warren Buffett. And you tell me, you say that, why, Tabula? Oh, I know why you say that, Tabula, to say something in the room. So what? I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm not Warren Buffett in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I am, Tabula, to answer your question, I'm going to get out of this. Tabula, to look at your question, to answer your question, when I look at the market timing graph, I go back to the market timing graph and put this on to a year and look at the indicators. Where are we compared to the low? Where are we compared to the low compared to the high? And that's all I'm saying, Tabula. And where are we relative in regards to the low to the high? More towards the high. Now, does that mean that the market's going to have to go up, 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 up? No, but that's why I've got the indicators that I have. Short term, primary wave is up. Intermediate, MTI still below 1. I'm not really warm and fuzzy all over, but if I'm going to look to see if the market's got some upside, I'm going to look for the MTI to go above 1. Then I'm going to look for the DEW timing signal. I've got a myriad of different things to keep my eye on, but when I go look at the market timing graph, Tabula, whether I'm Warren Buffett or not, I'm looking at the relationship of current price to a 1-year high and low. That's what I'm looking at. Does that make sense, Tabula? So Warren Buffett can do his thing, and everybody and their mama listens to him. But I ain't him. I still think that as of right now, we've got more upside. Until the market shows me different, that's what I believe. Does everybody understand my rationale behind what Tabula just said, yes or no? Because Tabula makes a point. A lot of people listen to Warren Buffett, and if he's mainly in cash and a lot of people are sitting back saying, maybe I should be in cash too, I have indicators that help to guide me and help me to guide you on what you should be doing. Now, what you do with that information is up to you. All right? What you do with that information is up to you. I'm just looking at price comparison to a 1-year high and a 1-year low to at least put some understanding of where we are and where we can look. All right? Alex says, SMCI announced they are shipping Blackwell loaded racks. Again, I did not see that story yet, Alex. I did not see that story yet. And that's another reason why SMCI could be on the rise currently right now. But it's kind of interesting that I talked about it last night in a video about stocks that I'm keeping my eyes on, and it starts moving up today. You know what's interesting? I'm going to go to the portfolios real quick. I started a portfolio, I think I started a portfolio, I did it on last night's video. Hold on. Hottest stocks to buy. That was last night's video, right? Hottest stocks to buy. I want you to, since I did it last night, 2-4, portfolio's up 2.3% already. I'm telling you, if you didn't watch the video, go back and watch it. Out of the 5 stocks, 3 of them are already up. And 1 of them is a sell. And video is on that list. These were my 5 stocks. If you, again, you need to go watch the video to understand why I picked these stocks. And this was a tough play right here. That SMCI was a tough play. But I'm going to track this in a portfolio. And you need to go watch the video to see what the stops are. You need to go watch the video to see what the stops are. All right. So kind of interesting. I talked about it. I built a portfolio, and as of right now, in one day, it's up pushing 2.5% in one day. That's a cool thing, right? All right. So those are my picks for this week, with the exception of Dell and AMD. Everything else were my picks. And you know something? Momentum plays. HIMS. OpFi was another one. JVA, GDXU, ACB. AMD wasn't in the list. Disney's in the list. Let's go graph all of these. Let's go see if these momentum plays are worth it. Put these onto a 3-month graph. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit more. Interesting on HIMS. Nice move on HIMS. This catches my attention. This may be a momentum play. But look at the big wick at the top of the candle. That's a profit taking. The stock, though, look at this. It's gone up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. It is going to have to take a breather at some time. And I'm thinking that even after the HIMSS news, and the HIMSS and hers beat, people are still taking profits. I think that based upon what's happening, I'm thinking that based upon that commercial ad on the Super Bowl, I'm thinking that this stock is going to still have more legs to the upside. All right. It was another thing, graph layouts. Let's go down to my earnings graph layout. I'm watching earnings. I'm watching sales growth. There's earnings per share. I'll put this back onto a 3-month graph. I like the earnings growth rate. I like the earnings growth rate. Sales growth popped up. I like what I see on the stock. Let's go to the next one. This is on OppFi. I didn't have a story on OppFi, but it is a leader in the space of digital payments, right? And I'm looking at the earnings. The earnings growth is starting to fall, but the earnings growth is still sitting at a value of 24. But, from a momentum play, I'm watching these stocks move. This is a regular VectorVest graph that I'm looking at. I'm watching the moves, hitting new highs. And relative safety, look at that from an earnings perspective and making more, beating earnings, nicely higher than it was 3 months ago. Let's go to the next one, Java, the coffee. The whole coffee idea after beating earnings, where's the earnings? After beating the earnings, I don't know why it's not showing up. Nice middle of the move, last 3 days up. Is the momentum there? Look at the rising earnings. Look at the rising earnings growth. Look at the rising relative safety. Sales growth is falling, but what is the sales growth? Sales growth is at 13. Earnings growth at 16. I'm telling you that this might have some play more to the upside. You see this big wick, no follow through? It's got a lot more bullish feel to it than not. Another big wick today. We'll see what happens going into tomorrow. Momentum plays, folks. Gold, GDXU. I like this. Wow, look at that. From this low up to where it is right now, it's an ETF, so no earnings and earnings growth. I like that. Michelle, I'll get to you. Remember, we'll get to those once we see how many likes we have compared to the likes. Depending on the likes will depend on how many stocks we look. Remember, for every 10 likes, we give a stock. So, Michelle, I got you. I watch you every time you put it up there. I'm just saying. Should LNSR be in momentums? Marvin, I don't know. Remember, there's a lot of momentum plays. I, through my searches, found specific ones that I wanted to pay attention to. So I'm not going to say that there's a lot of stocks out there that could be momentum plays. And could LNSR be one of them? I don't know. Remember, we track over 9,000 stocks. I could probably put up here 500 stocks that meet the characteristics of what I would consider to be momentum plays. We'd never be finished with the stream if that was the case, right? We'd never be finished. So just keeping in mind that when I bring up stocks for specific reasons, whether it's, fastest moving stocks, momentum stocks, undervalued stocks, that kind of thing, I only have a limited amount of number that I can put into a live stream that we can spend time looking at. David says silver is in a short-term parallel downtrend channel, but it's heading towards the top of the channel. Well, then, if that's the case, Dell I would keep my eyes on, but the question was, do I, consider Dell over SMCI? And my call on that, David, is I'd probably pay more attention to SMCI than I would with Dell. All right, that was it. Twin Sticks Golf, NNE. I was looking at NNN. There was another stock that was a momentum play that I was interested in. NNN. Glenn, is gold overdone short term? Right now, from an ETF perspective, I say no. But let's go GDXU, GLD, GOLD. Let me go take a look. When I look at GLD, short term, no, it's moving. I see that GDXU as an ETF is moving. I see GLD as an ETF that's moving. So then I wanted to look at a gold stock like Barrick Gold, and it's on the rise. So short term, I'm going to answer the question as no. I think that the tariffs are pushing more people to the safer stuff that they feel comfortable with. That's why gold is on the rise, and that's why crypto is sort of kind of like getting spanked a little bit. I don't think that crypto has built up the reputation of being a safe haven like gold has, all right? So I'm just putting that out there. Glenn, are you still in Palantir? Absolutely, I am, and very happily so. Now, I want to answer or look at another thing when it comes down to gold. You know that we have a system, actually, no, there's nothing else I want to talk about gold. I don't think gold short term is out of it. All right, so that's to answer your question, Stephanie. I don't think that it's out of it. I think gold right now. Oh, I know what I wanted to say, talking about the tariffs. I think that people were afraid that the tariffs were just going to go out and it was just going to be widespread taxing everybody. I've said that from the beginning of the year, you needed to watch that the tariffs would be a tool. And guess what, folks? The tariffs are turning out to be a tool. All right? They really, really are. Glenn, are you still bullish on quantum stocks? No, I'm not straight up bullish on quantum stocks, but there's a couple of them that I'm watching that I can trade for a day or two from a short-term perspective. All right? But do I think that quantum stocks have an excellent opportunity to go up nicely this year? The answer to that, G-Money, is yes. But remember when I put that portfolio together, what did I say was going to be the cause of that portfolio moving? It's going to be the innovation. I need to see some advances in this space that will drive quantum stocks higher. So the portfolio that I've got set aside for quantum stocks have no stops. I'm going to live or die by the picks that I made at the beginning of the year, all right? But what's going to move those stocks higher primarily is going to be when the company comes out and puts out some news about an advance, and that's what's going to move quantum stocks. So am I still bullish for the year on quantum? The answer to that question is yes. But I also told you it was going to be a lot of ups and downs when it comes down to that. It was going to come down, when it comes down to that. I'll add one more, Huey. All right, and short term, I don't think that the gold run is over. Is over. I'm looking everything that I'm looking at from that perspective tells me no. All of them are hitting new highs. Not GDXU, but it's on its way. GLD hit a new 3-month high. Gold hasn't yet, but it's on its way. I think right now with the tariffs on or in play, I think that it still causes enough stir in the market to push people to gold. All right. Do you take in or watch RSI when it comes down to momentum plays? No. There's just so many indicators I can look at. In the past, I did, but when I look at momentum plays, I look at momentum plays from a technical perspective. Even though RSI is a technical indicator, I'd rather look at a trend line, or I'd rather look at moving average crossovers rather than adding RSI to the graph. Why? Because a stock can be in overbought or oversold condition for a long time. Whereas I look at technical indicators on a graph, like a trend line, like moving average crossovers, those will give me quicker answers than just waiting and go, oh, RSI is at 80, it's overbought, I need to get out. Not really. Or RSI is at 20 and it's oversold. Not all the time. I mean, yeah, it may be, but if I'm looking for an entry or an exit, I look at those indicators. Does that make sense? Who asked me the RSI question? I'll find it. There it is. Ed, does that make sense? Does that make sense? I'd rather look at indicators on the graph than to have to go down in my graph setup to go check the RSI. That's just me. All right. Let's go look at my picks from last week. See how they did. Let's go see how they did. Do-da, do-da. Let's go back 1 week. Oh, do-da day. Let's go peep this out. Over the last week, these were my stock picks from last week. Let's quick test them. What'd they do? They were down. What? Was it down? I can't see it over there. Was it down 5%? Wow, my picks last week sucked. Bad. Woo. We don't want to look at that. We don't want to look at that anymore. Sigh. All right. And then here's my picks for this week. Again, with the exception, let me take out the stocks that I did not pick this week. AMD, I did not pick, what else? I forget. AMD. Oh, I didn't pick Dell. Let's take those two out. Those are not my stocks. Where's the delete item? Man, we got stuff everywhere. That's all right, Joey. Don't. All right, there we go. Those were my stock picks for this week. All right, these were my stock picks from this week. All right, and again, a lot of them were momentum plays today. A lot of them were momentum plays. Let's go take a look at ACB. I want to take a look at that one. Do I want to hold that? Oof. You know something? The wick at the top is not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be as far as profit taken. Freehand line. There's the downtrend. Broke up. The wick is not nearly as big as I thought it was going to be. For me, that's a little bit more bullish. I do like the bump in earnings and earnings growth. Average volume and the sales growth. I'd keep my eye on it. If I was in it, leave it alone. If I'm not, I'm looking at 5 cents higher than the high to jump on board. Stock, all of this, the first time the stock's now been a buy in the last 3 months with the move today. Google said commercial quantum within 5 years. So what did somebody else say? Somebody said, was it NVIDIA said it wasn't going to be until 15, 30 years? Again, that's an argument to be had. That is and it affected quantum stocks at the beginning of the year. NVIDIA said that quantum stuff ain't going to be ready for 15 to 30 years. I am saying if quantum wants to get out from that umbrella statement, they need to come with it. And then say, yeah, NVIDIA, I thought you said, and they got to put it to them. They got to put it to them. All right. Snap was a momentum play last night, up 13% on earnings, down now after forward looking his report. Is it worth holding? I am only down 5%. Tell you what I'm finna do. How many likes do we have? Oh, I can do it this way. Hold on. I've watched you guys do it. I think it's got something to do with moving this over. Oh yeah, it is. How come I knew that? I did that. Joey, I'm doing this all by myself like a big boy. How did I really mess up? No, I didn't. I didn't mess up. Yeah, I'm proud of me too. Any stocks that I'm giving? Glenn's picks last week. Let's go look at Ryan's picks last week. Hopefully he did better than I did. I got my butt kicked last week. Good googly moogly. Let's go back. Those were his stocks picks last week. Quick test all. Wow, he didn't get beat nearly as much as I did. I got beat 5%. He only was down like a little bit. The biggest mover for him was AVGO. Nice move there, but the other stocks were doable as far as losses. All right. And he's got no picks for this week. That's fine. All right. Weekly theme stocks, portfolio. So if nothing else from a fish perspective, the stocks that I gave this week were focused around momentum. I'm thinking that this may not be a bad list for you to keep your eyes on going into next week. All right? Take a picture, pause it, whatever you need to do once the recording is out. These are stocks that I'm keeping my eyes on that are momentum plays going into the week. All right? So let's go to customer picks last week. Let's go see what you guys did last week. Let's go see what you guys did last week. How many stocks? We gave you 12 stocks last week. Man, you must have got close to 120 likes. All right. Where are we sitting right now? About 97. Looks like you're only going to get about 10 stocks today. And that's fine. Let's go back 1 week. Let's go see how you guys did. All right. Let's quick test. You'll definitely beat me. There you go. You guys' picks from last week were hot. Oklo up 43%. VST, Vistra up 12%. Only 3 stocks. You had 9 winners, 3 losers. You guys did great. I'm going to give you a golf clap. You guys gave great picks. last week and kicked butt and took names. CEG, I think I'm getting ready to get back into it. I took a profit on it before it started going down. I do like that play. They've got a contract with the government for nuclear power. CEG I like. I am about ready to jump back into CEG. I'm probably ready to think about getting into DFEN too. Those two stocks are really moving. PSIX has been on the move as well. You guys are actually getting more fish right now. CEG, VRT I like specifically because of its liquid cooling for AI. There's three stocks right there. An Oklo I like as well. Big move for the week. So I'm giving you more fish from right here as well. How about that? So my stock picks going into the week, but you guys had great picks from last week that I think are at least candidates you need to keep your eyes on. All right? You need to definitely keep your eyes on. Let's go to customer picks this week. What time is it? 2:45. All right. How many likes we got? I'm going to, right now, based on the number, I'm giving you 10 stocks. All right. TPC, 1, comma. Let's go put them in. Right now, based on the likes, you guys get 10 stocks today. Any other? What was it? BBAI, Michelle. You put that in like a lot of times, so I put that up there. TPC is already in there. FGI, that's number 3. IESC, that's 4. Comma, FPH, 5. Comma, Amazon, 6. FTAI, 7. RGTI, 8. KINS, 9. And PSIX, 10. How many likes? Still got, there we go. Going once. I'm going to look at the likes. I'm looking at the likes. You got 10. Going once, going twice, 3 times sold. Okay. There it is. There's the likes, and that is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Now, all of the stocks that you gave me today, with the exception of one, are all going up in price today. Are all going up in price today. Let's go see out of the stocks that you have, how many stocks have the best upside potential. Everything above FGI, TPC should outperform a AAA corporate bond, TPC, FPH, all of the stocks that you gave me here above FGI have a great opportunity to outperform the market. Which stocks are resilient and go up more than they go down? Every stock with the exception of FGI. Interesting. And now we do have a couple of sell recommendations in here. I did see that. TPC is a sell and FTAI is a sell. FTAI was a top VST stock that looked great. It's gotten beaten up. It's undervalued. Great fundamentally sound stock. What's hurting it? RT is below 1. I look at TPC. Good upside, relative safety below 1. This is more of an aggressive play, but what's hurting it? RT below 1. So always remember, no matter how good a stock is, I do want to look at NNE. I'm going out, but I want to look at NNE. I saw some news on it. So I do want to look at NNE. What I like about creating a VectorVest watch list is we do the magic for you. NNE, it was a nuclear, NNN was another stock, but nuclear energy. And I got a problem with nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, and it's my problem. Nuclear energy should be on the rise in a big way because I know that people are cognizant of the fact that with all of this investment in AI and infrastructure and the whole 9 yards, once this stuff is going to be up and running, it is going to blow the grid out the water. The grid can't handle it. So in my mind, I don't know why nuclear is not moving, except for I know it takes a long time to build nuclear stuff. I know that. But you know something? To me, it doesn't seem to be enough of a fire lit under people's butts to get down on this space. Do you agree with me, yes or no? Do you agree with me, yes or no? I don't know if people really understand how important it is to get moving on this. Whether it's nuclear, whether it's solar, whatever it is, There doesn't seem to be enough fire under enough butts to understand how soon this is going to be a problem. I don't know. I don't know. So that's my problem when it comes down to nuclear. But it's down today. I'm not sure. Let's go see what the news is on it. View the stock news. It's going to come over here. Let me see what the stock news is on it. Why is it down 3%? Yesterday, establishes specialized facility in New York State to demonstrate key components of its nuclear microreactor. Again, that's good news. It's not enough. It's not enough fire, folks. It's not enough. I need to walk around in this world with my lighter and start putting some fire under people's butts to understand nuclear is probably one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest way to go when it comes down to all this money you're putting in the infrastructure. DeepSeek comes out and everybody saying, no, we're going to still put all of this money into it. All right, fine. Go ahead and put all this money. The infrastructure is going to be built and you're going to try to turn on the freaking light. It's going to go, wah, wah, wah. Why? Because the grid's going to get shut the flying flip down. Okay? Remember when this happens. Come back to this video to this time. Come back to this video to this time. I'd be like, okay. Well, that'll be better than say, they know nothing. I can't say that. I can't say that. Well, actually, I can say that. They don't know. All right. So I just went on a little rant. I want everybody to know that, let me clear my throat. I went on a little rant because nuclear should be doing much better than what it is right now. Right? It should be doing much better than right now. So I'm taking a deep breath. Take a sip of water. Take a deep breath. Take a sip of water. All right. Let's keep moving. This would be a much different world if Glenn had the keys and the gas pedal. He might be right. All right. So looking at different things in this list that you gave me, trying to establish based upon the VectorVest ideology, which stocks would be better played depending on how you invest in the market. Ross is like, that's right. Trust the chart, not your heart. Trust the chart, not your heart. So I've looked at this several different VectorVest ways. Now let's take a look at the chart. Put these on 3-month graphs. Kins, I like the move. Bottom left, top right, new high today. Bigger wick at the bottom than the top, which means I got more buying pressure than I have selling pressure. Let's change the graph layout back to the VectorVest layout. Stock's a buy, has been a buy or a hold the whole 3 months. Little bit of consolidation here, broke through a level of support, but since then, it's been on the rise. New 3-month high, RT is above 1. I want to put on volume. Actually, I think I have save, modify. Don't I have one for, what is that, Star Search? YouTube, no, I don't want that. I thought I did. VV graph YT, there we go. So I added some things to the VV graph like volume and value. Kins, love the volume, love that it's undervalued and value is rising. Kins, I like that stock, I cannot lie. I like Kins. You want another fish? That one I like. All right, let's go to the next one. Remember, this is the trust your chart, not your heart. This is definitely trust the chart, not your heart right here. All right. PSX, bottom left, top right, undervalued, rising value. I like this chart. Now, what I don't like, there are a couple of things that I don't like. All right, I like that the stock is moving up today. No wick at the top, more wick at the bottom, more of a buying pressure. I don't like this. I want to see it break through that downtrend, and I don't like this. I see the stock rising up. Oh, I got a little wedge. I'm going to take that off, though. I got the stock's price going up while volume is going down. That concerns me. But if I'm trusting the chart, open candle, no wick at the top, RT is above 1, I like the chart. But because I'm watching volume falling down, I'd be careful with it. All right, I'd be careful with it. As a Marine, I know Glenn would keep us safe. Hoorah! You're flying right. Absolutely. I got you. Y'all just give me what I need. I'm running point. Y'all stay behind me. I got you. All right, I got you. Let's go to the next one. So I like PSIX. TPC. I got a lot of lines of support and resistance on here. But what I don't like right from the onset, from this level of resistance, there's the downtrend. Now, I like the bounce off support, possibly breaking through the downtrend. I'm not feeling the volume. I like that it's undervalued, but I don't like that the value is rolling down. All right? So it's like, yay, we're undervalued, but wow, the value's coming down. All right? I'm not feeling this stock right now. It's got to show me something. Definitely downtrend. I do like the bounce off support, but it's got headwinds here, here, and here before it gets into some open free space. And if it does start moving back up, I'd love to see value go up as well. RT is below 1. The stock's not in an uptrend. Well, we can see it by the downtrend. If I'm thinking about getting in, I need the bounce. I need it to clear a couple of these levels of resistance, and I need RT to go above 1. All right, what am I thinking about? IESC. RESPCCC, IESCEE. That's right, free Lily. Shuck it to me, shuck it to me, shuck it to me. All right, anyway, why is this there? I don't want that to be there. Oh, I now messed up something. Oh, no, I didn't. Maybe I go here? What happened? Why is this here? Ooh, now something did get messed up. I don't know how that happened. Did I? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I can't see the likes anymore. That doesn't matter. When Glenn was saying what he didn't like, I thought he was going to say, I do not like them Sam I am. I do not like green eggs. Ayah. Sigh. All right. John, assuming MWA blew out earnings, are you in? I don't even know what MWA is. All right. And Akshay, I know that nuclear takes 10 years to build, but there is the small generators, that story about NNE demonstrating what they can do in New York. I don't think that those take 10 years to build. I don't think that those take 10 years to build. Does Glenn yell at you like that? You saying that to Joey? Joey, I never yell at Joey. All right, IESC, I like that it's undervalued. Okay. 2, it's in a channel. 3, it is above, it stopped, so it moved from a sell to a hold. 4, RT is below 1, but on the rise, so I would keep my eyes on it. Even if I got into, I need the stock to break through that level of resistance to overtake the 3-month high. A lot of consolidation with IESC at this particular point in time. All right, next one. Ooh, FTAI. I like the recent move on the stock. Hammer formation right there. Trust the chart, not your heart. Love that. Not a pristine hammer, but a hammer nonetheless. And look at that stock go. Holy smokes. This is a technical play. This is definitely a technical play. It got beat up enough that it went to be undervalued. It's probably going to blow back through and become overvalued again. I like the pull. There it is. That's what I don't like. Man, I like the move, but where is the conviction behind the move? That's what volume shows me. Volume shows me the conviction behind the move. So I don't know. And something, I may not be in it yet, but as soon as RT goes above 1, the stock will officially be in an uptrend. May not be a bad play. It's got, what's the high? What's the high? The high is sitting at 181.64, and it's 181. Yeah, it's at 1. It's got some good upside if we could take that out. But I do like the move coming off of that hammer formation after it gapped down and faded the gap. A lot of things I like. Some things I don't. I don't like that RT is not above 1, but I do like the rise on it. I don't like the lack of conviction on the play. I don't like the lack of conviction on the play. Next one. There's the nuclear play. Now, overall, Akshaya, I'm looking at the nuclear play. Off the top of your head, give me 3 nuclear plays. Off the top of your head, give me 3 nuclear plays. Put them in there, put them in there, put them in there. I know you hear me. Oh, it's the delay. I know you hear me. I need 3 nuclear plays because I want to compare that to NNE. I want to compare that to NNE. Anybody? I got that good ice too. Got that good water, Joey. That good wet water. How much of a delay do we have, Joseph?
Like 10 seconds.
Is it really?
We stream in 4K down here, so it's a little bit more.
All right. Nobody's giving me anything. All right, let me see if I can come up with there we go. SMR, that's a good one. SMR, comma, is ASPI really one? ASPI. All right, and one more. GEV, comma, GEV, is that one? All right, I want to just take a look at all of these real quick. Now everybody wants to put them in there. Oklo is another one, right? Oh, yeah, Oklo, 8KLO. And what is the one you keep asking me for? MOS? What is that? Is that a nuclear company? All right. So interesting. So I'm looking at NNE, right? NNE over the last 3 months, overall, up, right? Pulling back to a level of a trend line. All right, so I'm watching that pullback. We know what that's creating a wedge right here. It's created consolidation with this uptrend and this downtrend. RT is above 1, but starting to fall, but nonetheless, more so in an uptrend. Let's go look at this other stocks in that space. SMR, a little bit of a channel. All right, a little bit of a channel going on right here. It's broken above this level of resistance a couple of times, and right now it's above it. Right now it's above it, but that's what I see. Actually, I see another wedge, another consolidation. Volume I like is better. RT with today's move staying above that level of resistance. RT is above 1. I'd be more bullish there too. Same thing with ASPI. Is that really one of, anyway, whether it is or it isn't, look at that. Look at that. I like that play as well. I'd like to see it break above that level of resistance. RT is below 1. I need RT to get back above 1. All right. What else is in here? GEV, Energy Clean. Oof. A lot of these look, bottom left, top right, but these hits, what is it creating? Another wedge. I got 3 of these stocks that are in this space that are showing me signs of consolidation. All right, signs of consolidation. So the reason why I wanted to look at other stocks in this space is to make sure that they were all on the same page. Oklo, man, look at that. That's a beautiful looking equity curve. The volume is starting to fall. Be careful with that. Be careful with that, but the stock is rising. Stock is rising. I don't see the commitment, the conviction behind it, but where's value? Different graph, right? Value is on here somewhere. There it is. Oh, it's way overvalued. Valued is level. I'm not even playing from a value play. I'm just looking at the chart. The chart shows me I like to move up, but I don't like the conviction or the lack thereof. I'd be careful. And Mosaic, I'm not feeling that right now, Cheryl. Look at that. And it's volatile. Mosaic is volatile. RT is above 1. That's a great thing. Coming off the high, though, I needed to break above that trend line. Value, it's back and forth between being under and overvalued, but value is falling. I'd be careful with that. All right, let me go back and finish up the stocks. Next stock, Amazon. I love doing stuff like that on the fly for you guys. I really do. I really, really do. I think that that's a cool thing. I'm not afraid to answer any of your questions at all. I love that. Amazon, look at this. Solid level of support, nicely above it. Here's another trend line that I can draw. Right now, let's go put earnings. Okay. Right now, it's slightly below. Volume is falling off a little bit. It is overvalued, but I like that value is starting to rise again. That's a positive sign. RT is above 1. We're only 1 day off a 3-month high on it, so trends, broke trends, slightly broke again. It keeps doing that over and over and over. Be careful with Amazon. I like the move, but I'm not full warm and fuzzy. I might just be warm, not fuzzy. FPH, real estate development, gapped up. Gaps like to be filled. All right, the gap never got filled. I like the trend up. Broke it sideways, now creating a level of support. Now creating a level of support right here at that level. Stock's a buy, but it is pulling back to a level of support. Let's see if this level of support will hold. All right, RT is starting to fall. I got it. The chart says I'd like to see it break back above that level of the trend before I jump on board. If I'm in it though, right here, this level of support is probably a good opportunity to take it off the table. All right, next one. RGTI is a trade. I know that it's in the quantum space, but RGTI is a trade. I would keep this on the radar. You know, I'd put this on a different graph. I would put this on to Star Search. I would put this into Star Search, and I'd wait for the breakout into the fast lane. That's how I would trade Rigetti. All right, and you notice that, look at that, and it had an opportunity to run. I would trade the Star Search when it comes down to a lot of the quantum stocks. Does that make sense to everybody in regards to trading quantum right now? That I would use Star Search, wait for the pinch and wait for the breakout to trade a lot of the quantum. Does that make sense? Just type the word quantum if that makes sense. Type the word quantum if that makes sense. So I understand the person who asked me to put up RGTI. It makes sense. I totally understand. But I think I would use the Star Search. It can pay dividends in a big way, folks. It can pay dividends in a big way. Glenn's wife is in love with Amazon, though. Yeah, my wife gets every day. We get something from Amazon. Every day we get something from Amazon. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go back to the VectorVest graph. All right, BBAI, Michelle, nice jump on that. Nice jump on that. And you know something, I'm not getting a lot of profit taken. I'm not getting a lot of profit taken. You know what I'd look at? 5 cents higher than the high. We had a level of support / resistance. We broke through it 1, 2 days, stayed above 3. Nicely run. I like the play. Where's the volume? Let me go back to my, what was it? No. Yeah, VectorVest, there it is. Where's my value? Way overvalued though, Michelle. Value is leveling out. It's not a value play. Volume is there. RT is there. Price is there. Very little wick at the top. I like the play. I like the play. No big sellbacks here. But I still would be looking, you know something? I'm looking at this in my real world portfolio right now. I'd look at 5 cents higher than the high. Nice move. I don't know what the news was. I'm not going to go check it. But I do like the rise in RT. But from a value play, it's overvalued. Value is not rising or falling. All right, next one. FG. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. This is just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It has not been a buy for the last 3 months. Has not been a buy for the last 3 months. Now, interesting. Nice jump up today. Very little move. Indecision, RT went above 1, no volume. I'm not feeling, I don't know what the news is, and actually I'm not sure if I really makes a difference if I know what the news is on here. G Money says, why Star Search for the quantum plays? Because I think it's a great technical play to visually see when a stock is in the fast lane, the middle lane, and the slow lane. If I see a stock in the slow lane, I'm not touching it. If I see it in the middle lane with rising RT or something like that, it's more of an aggressive play, but I can play that. When it's in the fast lane, I know I'm okay as long as I'm buying either 5 or 12 cents higher than the high. All right, so that's why Star Search. I've done videos, and I may have to do another video soon, on certain graph layouts that you want to use depending on what you're trying to do with the stock. If I'm really trying to be a trader of a stock, then Star Search is what I'm going to use. If I'm looking to stay in a stock longer, then the MPI or the VectorVest graph is what I'm going to use. Another way to look for quicker entries and exits is looking at 3 and 8 exponential moving averages. So there's about 3 or 4 graphs that I primarily stick to based upon what I'm looking for in a graph. If I'm looking to see if Apple's really long-term right now, I'm going to put on the MPI. But if I'm looking to see if Tesla's long-term or if it's got straight up short-term, Stephanie asked me about the short-term. Is gold overdone? GDXU. Let's do this. Let's go put this on a 1-year graph. I'm gonna do this and then we're gonna go because I'm over the time. But if I'm trying to say to myself, is this a longer-term play? I'm gonna put on the MPI. I'm not feeling gold. It is specifically this stock as a long-term play. But as a little bit more aggressive, I got entry back here at a trough. Did it pay off? Yes. Long-term though, am I ready? Not yet. Let's go put this on Star Search. Do I like this short-term? GDXU is in the fast lane. I like it. It's not breached through. I like it. And do I have a 3.8 in here? I don't know. 50. Yep, 3.8. Earlier exits and entries from GDXU, 3 went above the 8 back here. Did that make sense to everybody, what I just showed you in regards to how you want to look at stocks and using the right graph layout? Just type the word yes, all right, because we're getting ready to go. That little bit at the end that I did will answer questions on a lot of the different stocks you're thinking about getting in or getting out of. All right, so if that little bit at the end made a difference, and we looked at the same stock 3 different ways. We looked at it, the same stock 3 different ways, depending on how you invest and what you're looking for. There you go. All right, I got to go now. Let's go at least put me back just to the home page. There we go. All right. So I know there's a delay, and I'm looking at the yeses coming in now. Again, folks, I love adding something or bringing something to the table each and every week, and Ryan is the same way. So I'm praying that Ryan feels better tomorrow, tonight going into tomorrow. But that's what we got going on. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have the JOB if you want to meet me. I made money from BBAI a while ago. It went up. So I know Michelle really wanted to take a look at it, so I made sure we did take a look at it. All right, folks, I got to go. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. Don't forget, if you hadn't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. All right. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Praying for all my peeps in California going from fire to rain to mudslides. All right. Praying for the DC people in DC, people in Pennsylvania with the airplane crashes as well. Always remember, the world is full of good people. If you can't find one, be one. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks. See ya.